Hello my lovelies, hope you've been well. As you can see, there's TNs in front of me, so it's a TN based kind of like video. And this one is a part of my journaling 101 series, because you guys seems to be really enjoying the PET tape ones. And I did have a friend that is recently got into TNs and has a fair bit of questions about how to set it up and things like that. So I figured, you know what, I think many people will have those questions as well. So I'm hoping this will be helpful for just like a brain dump of me talking about TNs, because I actually do really love TNs. So there's a lot to talk about, so I'll just jump straight in. So what is TN if you don't know, and if you don't know about TNs are Travel's Notebook. It's made by a company in Japan called the Travels Company. So the reason it's called the Traveler's Notebook is because it was meant to be for people that travels a lot and people to take it on the go. But obviously I actually really got into my TNs during the pandemic, so you don't actually need to go anywhere to use it. You can just use it at home. They're just really lovely cover, like leather covers, and then you can put anything inside that you want. So I will get straight to it. So they are made out of, I will take one that I have already disassembled. So they are basically made of a leather cover, right? Essentially it's just leather cover with an elastic down the middle and a bookmark and an elastic to actually tie it all up so your stuff doesn't go away anywhere. And then the insides, you can fill it in with any sorts of inserts that you want or need. This one is a dot grid, and then there's a craft folder. Basically, Travel's Notebook are really good in providing you with different types of inserts, but also like accessories that you can put things on. So this was my travel journal, so some of my printed out photos stays here as well, and then some ephemeras as well. And then these are a folder, and they also have in them pencil boards, which is really good if you're on the go and just needs like the grid. Hang on, can I show you? You just need the grid at the back to write, depending on the paper. This one is a little bit harder to see, but if you're, actually that's because I have two paper. But as you can see, the grid, you can see it slightly, so your writing is straighter. Or if you're stamped, this one is good as well. So there's a lot of different accessories you can get with your TNs, and you can have however many stuff you need in there. This one has 3. Usually I like to have around 1 to 3. I think that's the optimal amount of inserts, and that actually depends as well with how bulky your inserts are, because this one only has 1 because it's quite bulky. As you can see, it's already quite bulky. So and you can use it basically for anything. It's really good to carry outside as well, because it does have the little elastic that keeps everything together, which I really love. So the reason I really love them is because I really like the leather feel. It's like some of them are very smooth, and they actually grow with you with time as well. Like all the scratches, like I don't know if you can see this mark, but there's a mark here where I accidentally put some ink on there when I was journaling, and there was an ink that was open and then gets there. So there's little marks like that you know, makes it feel like it's fully yours. But I also really love that you can turn it into anything you want, and you can add into it any things that make sense for you. Like if you need, like this one, basically like the one I took you through, right? Like these are really good to just have all my pictures all in one place, and then some craft folder and things like that. So it can be as simple or as complicated as you need it to be. I also recently started using a passport TN for my wallet. So this one has a completely different purpose. It only has 1 insert because obviously there's a lot of other things going on here, like plastic inserts for my cards and things like that. And these holds my coins and some of my money. And I also put a pen loop here because I like to bring pens sometimes when I go around. Like it's easy to just have it there like that. Also notepads, even if I ever need to like jot down things. And this is a canvas thing as well that has extra like cards and things like that, and like coffee stamps and things like that. So yeah, I really like this system, and I feel like it can grow with you. One of the things that I really like doing is every few months I'll take off some of my setups and then I reset it up depending on what's working and what I want to try and things like that. So it's been really fun, just like, because basically you're buying this, but you're also buying into the system, and basically it's just there's just so many things you can do with it. So it's very exciting / addicting to just try all these things. So yeah, that's why I really like them. So they also come with different types of inserts, and obviously you can make your own as well, but I don't have a lot because I tend to make my own, but just showing you the ones that I have. Some of these are the Travelers Factory one, and they are like the craft and the black paper. They also have the black paper and the pink paper. They also have a craft paper. They have all sorts of different refills, like watercolor papers. They have like lightweight papers and other things, but they also have a few diary refills as well. I don't actually have the yearly one because I'm trying another like planner currently, so I didn't get that one. But they also have ones that are undated, like these ones that lets you kind of use the monthlies. They also have a weekly that I don't actually have, and they also have like line and then grid and dot grid kind of paper. So depending on what kind of paper you like to use in your day-to-day life, you can just try those. And that's one of the things that I really like as well. Like these inserts are less than $10 Australian. So it's easy to kind of like just try something, and if it doesn't work out, swap it out for something new and things like that. And like you can keep using your cover like forever and ever, basically, until you get bored of it. So that's why the system, I feel like it's really good, and that's why it's working for a lot of people as well. Also, I've talked about making your own inserts. You can actually make your own. I make my own inserts. There's a video already up about how to make your own inserts. It's a little bit old. I made that probably 1 or 2 years ago when I first started, and now that I've made a lot more inserts and actually run a shop that actually sells inserts, so I actually gotten so much better at it. So I will create a new and improved kind of like tutorial how to make your own inserts. But do I have one that So what I like doing with my inserts are actually putting different papers together, so they look kind of different with every it's mostly for collaging, but I really like the fact that there's actually different types of paper and things like that. But if you're not into this and you're just into like white paper, it's really easy to make your own inserts. So I encourage you to try to do that as well. So if there's papers that you really like, but the Traveller's Notebook doesn't have, like Tomoe River paper, if you use fountain pen and things like that, or if you have a favorite watercolor paper that you want to use, you can actually make your own inserts. That should be quite economical as well, because if you're creating your own inserts, then you don't need to buy the Traveller's Notebook one, right? So I would really encourage you to see if you can create your own inserts. It's not that hard, and hopefully my tutorial will help. I'll definitely create a new one because that one is a little bit old. It doesn't have some of the new tips that I only figured out after I made like a lot of inserts, right? So I will create a new one of that, and in maybe a month or two. But yeah, I will link it down below once I got that out as well. So I had people ask as well, how do you actually put in more than one insert inside the TN? Because when you get it, I will disassemble this one for now. When you get it, usually you only get one insert inside like this, right? And it just have an elastic on the spine like that. But what if you want 2 or 3 inserts in there. How do you do it? So I had this question from one of my, which actually gave idea to this video. So what we use is these are elastic from the Travel's Notebook. They actually sell this especially for the Travel's Notebook. When you get it, remember that there's 2 sizes. If you're on a Travel's Notebook, it should be around the length of the standard, and then there's also one for the smaller ones. I don't know if I actually have it. I don't think I have it, but there's actually one for the smaller one as well, which is a bit smaller. So this one has it, and they're like, how do I show it to you without taking it off? So they're like actually that size. So make sure you see which size you have before you get them, because you might get the different size and then you can't use it. So what you do is you feed, if you want to inserts, what you do is you feed one through the elastic. Oops. Like this. Right, you feed it through the elastic, and then you have one, and then there's another one of these, so you can feed another one through the other elastic, the same elastic actually, not the other elastic, but you get what I mean. Okay, now you have these 2 together, right? It's together now with the elastic, and you just have to slide it in. So if you only need 2, then you can just slide this in with the elastic in the middle. Give it a wiggle a little bit. So that's it. You've got 2 of them in there now with the elastic in the middle. If you want 3, then all you have to do is just feed this through the blue elastic that comes from the leather cover, and then you just put that in there. And then you can add extra stuff, like you can add a craft folder as well, and just pop it in between these, slide it in there. There you go. And then any extra stuff that you want, you can always just slide it like that. And like if you have one of these canvas TN pockets, you can also just slide it in between, or you can slide it, or you can also, if you want, depending where you want it, right? You can also, if you just want it in the beginning. So what I like to do is make sure the elastic isn't in the first or in the last, because I don't like this rubbing against my leather. It's just a me thing. You can also just feed it in between your first one, and then it'll just, you know, sit in between the first one. So it, like, you can customize it however you want, basically. Like, you just have to buy the accessories or make your own. I encourage DIYing a lot, so you can make your own. Like, I created this one out of a plastic, like an A4 plastic L pocket, and just kind of like, what did I do? I folded it, and then I put some like glue in between. So you can try things like that. This is the same one that I've made from last time. So you can DIY things like that. There's other things. So they have a lot of things to play around. So you can try that. Also, there's with TNs, there's 2 types of TNs. There are the limited edition ones, like these 2 are limited edition because you can tell that it has some designs in the front, whereas these ones are the normal edition. Currently they have 4 colors of normal editions, but in the end of April they will launch the olive one. I'm not sure if this will come out before or after the when you can get the olive, but even now with some stores you can actually pre-order them, but I just don't have it in my hands right now. But when I do, I will definitely make a video to, like, you know, compare it and things like that. But this is the blue, this is the blue, and this is the camel color, this is the black, and this is the brown color. So these four are currently the ones that are available right now, but they will be releasing an olive one in the end of April. So that's the colors. So you can also customize your traveler's notebook in a lot of ways. You can add things like charms with them. That's a really easy way to actually customize them. This idea is also from my lovely friend Maddie from Hello Naya. She likes to put tassels on the side, and I just think it looks so lovely. So I did put some tassels on the side of mine just because I really like it that way. Also, what you can do is you can actually stamp on the cover of your TNs as well. I'm way too scared to do it, but my lovely friend Maddie once again has made me this cover. She cut it down from a standard size to an A6 size because I really wanted an A6 size Traveler's notebook. This one is not by Traveler's Notebook brand. It's from the non-cover, but she also stamped this for me, which looks very, very nice. I really like that. So you can do something similar like that. I've also seen people actually paint on their TNs. I'm very scared and I don't think I'll do it, but there's a lot of different ways that you can customize your TN. If I can find these pictures in the internet, I will like include it with the video. But I've seen some people put brass tags on their covers as well, like sew it in. And also, if you're living in the US, there's a place called Baumkuchen that does like amazing customizations for TN. I will leave a link and leave the pictures. But basically, if you want extra pockets in the front, if you want some embroidery up the front, or like embossing or anything like that, they have so many different ways to customize it. So there's so many ways to make it really your own. So I encourage you to actually look at those. If you're someone that likes to customize your own stuff, definitely check out Baumkuchen. But also, you can customize it by just like adding some stamps on the front and things like that. So up to you, because like it's yours, so just make it yours, right? I'm not really great at customization because like I'm not great with things that are very permanent. Because I think I really want to change it later. So that's that. And also for ideas on how to use the inserts, there's like you can basically use it for anything you want, right? I'm gonna try to see if I can I use mine mostly for art journals, so they're like art collages. Like this one, most of it is like it doesn't have a lot of writing, but it's just like whenever I just really want to make something creative, I'll do something with that. But you can use it for a lot of different things, right? Let me just go through each of them and then show you how I've been using mine. This is from an old bullet journal that I used to write trackers on. You can definitely use it for travel journals. It's really fun. Like you can paste photos and things like that, so that will be pretty fun. And then this one is the one that I usually take out with me whenever I need to take down notes. So this is a lot of like notes from when I go to events and things like that. And they also have a sticker release paper. So I like having this on my TN, my on-the-go TN, just so that if I want some stickers to put in just to decorate a little bit, then I have all these stickers in my hands to just like, you know, do a little bit of decoration. And also you can create other things, like this one has my daily journal from 2021 basically. So and then you can use it as a wallet as well, because this is what this one is. And then you can use some, like I have a K-drama journal where I write down things that I like and things that I want to recommend to people. And then you can also use it as like a diary. If you have a diary, they have a diary insert that you can use as well. That it's great. There's an undated one and there's a dated one. These ones are undated, but you can get the dated one and then just use it for your day-to-day kind of use. They have a vertical and a horizontal layout, so whichever layout you like, they do have it. So there's like so many ways to use your TN, so don't be afraid to just like experiment. Like I also said, they are around, these inserts are around probably $10 AUD, so it's even cheaper in the US. I think these are all, yeah, these ones are a little bit more special, so they're a little bit more expensive, but it's probably like $10 a pop, so you can always just like interchange and then try like use some of them. But if it doesn't work out, you can get another refill, or you can make your own refill like I said. Also, because these are leathers, it actually needs some care as well, but it depends on you, because I know some of my friends really loves when the leather has scratched up. But me, myself, I am not a fan of scratchy things. Like I like my things pristine and looks nice and looks like almost new, like I have never touched it. So I am really into conditioning my TNs basically, because I feel like once I condition them, they're all nice and shiny, and I just feel much better about them when I've already conditioned them. I'm just looking at which one I can condition. I don't think I've conditioned this for a long time, so I think I might condition this one. So I will show you how to condition it. So what I use are these Renapur leather balls. This is the one that Travel's Notebook recommended, so this one is the one I use. I also like it because it doesn't smell like some of the leather polishing stuff really smells bad, but this one actually doesn't have a lot of smell, which I like. So what I usually do is I use a sponge. If you get the Renapur, it usually comes with a sponge. I usually just get some on the sponge and kind of just do little circular motion. You can't really tell because this is pretty dark and it doesn't have any scratches. I think I conditioned this probably like 1 or 2 months ago, so it's still pretty, and I haven't been bringing it out too much, so it's still in a pretty good condition. So these helps get rid of the scratches. If your scratches are not too deep, this will help get rid of it. So if you're like me and you don't like scratches on your TNs, conditioning it is a great way to not have those scratches. And also sometimes when the leather gets dry, it's not as soft and bendable as if it's like conditioned. So I really like conditioning it so that it becomes like very supple to touch. So anyway, that's what I do. Usually these are not very oily, so like you can hold it immediately, because I know depending on what you use to condition your TN, sometimes it gets very oily and you have to wipe it off. But with this leather, this particular brand, you don't have to, because it just like it isn't very oily. So now that you've already done it, can you see how much shinier it is? I don't know, maybe I should have done this before I usually do the polishing, right? But I don't know if you can see it, but like I can't really show it because I'm quite religious about polishing my TN. So most of my TNs are actually in pretty good condition. There's some that has scratches. On this one you can see that little bit has scratches. So if I let's see if I can try to get rid of just that patch and see if you guys can see that it doesn't always work. If the scratches are too what do you call it, too deep, it's harder to get rid of. So this is the scratch I was going to get rid of, but I think it's a little bit too deep. There's also a scratch here, if you can see, and let's see if this one, I think we can get rid of it with a little bit of polish. This one might be a little bit hard because it's a bit more deeper. Okay, so I've only done the top, polished the top, but I already polished this like a month ago, so it's still pretty juicy, but you can see that has gotten a little bit better. Oh, I will do it again on this one because there's a lot of small scratches here. Just trying to see if you can actually see it. And they really do make your scratches better if you're not into scratches. If you're into scratches, by all means scratch it up all you want, but I'm just the type of person that likes it very like smooth and shiny, so I do a lot of polishing just to make sure it stays nice and shiny. So there you go. Please note that some of these transfers a little bit. Like the black one and the blue one have a tendency to transfer into the first insert sometimes. Don't put anything light that you don't want to get transfer from the leather against the leather, if that makes sense. So basically that's it. I don't think this is going to be as long as I thought it would be, but I hope those tips and like, you know, just showing you guys all this actually makes sense. If you're just getting into TN and you have a lot of questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will try to get back to you if it's something that I can answer, or I will research it for you or something like that. We'll figure something out, right? But thank you so much for being here and listening to me ramble about my love for TNs. I hope this actually helps you if you're looking to invest to TN, or if you're looking to see how to do certain things. If there's anything else, like I said, feel free to ask me, and I'll try to get out the how to make inserts video soon. But also there's already one that I made a couple of years ago. That one is still, you can still follow that and it'll still tell you step by step on how to do things, but I will do an upgraded one as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching up to now, I will see you on my next one when I have one of these rambly videos again. But I really do hope that this will be useful for you, because I do, when I started in the beginning, I did have to like research a little bit here and there, and I feel like if there's like a video that just has everything, that will be so much better for me. And I hope this video can give you that if you're just getting into TNs and things like that. I think that's it. If you're looking to buy these, find out if there's any partner stores in your area that sells them, because partner stores get to sell a lot of different range that other shops doesn't. Like some of these, like these black and pink craft paper refills are only on partner stores. So if you're looking to get into TNs and have a partner store around your area, it's better to actually go to those partner stores. I'll try to see if I can find a listing of all the partner stores, but they're pretty, for all I know, they are pretty known worldwide. So I think no matter where you're based, I think you'll be able to get your hands on this quite easily, hopefully. But yeah, if you need any more help, just let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you actually like this rambly bit, and I hope it's actually useful, because I feel like when I first started, I watched a lot of videos and I researched a lot, and I just feel like if there was a video that just talks about everything all at once, that would be really good. So I just really hope this is useful. So yeah, I will see you on my next one, and take care. And I hope your TN journey is smooth sailing, and yeah, I hope you love them as much as I do. See you. Bye bye. If you're the type of people that really likes customizing,